Hi guys, Kirk here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. What I want to show you folks today is we pressure washed this complete home about a week ago. And what I did is, they used to have aluminum siding all over here, or vinyl siding. They took it off. It had hundreds of nail holes everywhere. So what I did was, I got a caulking that wouldn't shrink, and that is also paintable. Because in this back wall alone we have about 100 holes. And if this caulking wasn't paintable, when I applied my weldcrete on here, they would bleed through, they would telegraph through. While we're on the issue of telegraphing through or ghosting effect, this window here, the contractor had somebody else put this window in, and they did an okay job, but it's kind of bulged here. We're going to do a skip chop finish, so I got a coat here just to fill that out a little bit. But what I want to show you guys is, this is dark blue right here, and it's a bonding agent we use. And this is just a single coat right here on full strength, because this is raw stucco, and when color coat porous finish hits it, it'll absorb the color. What I don't want is this wall to be this wall. I don't want this window to show when we're done and everything dries, so we have to get the suction similar to this painted surface. So we've got many coats of bonding agent over there to bring the suction to the same thing. So I'm using a ladder on the entire house because I got a long reach, and what I'm doing is I'm just topping it out, and I can reach here one more time. And Tim is bottoming up. Jay is also helping us. Tim, one of the better plasterers I know, he's lives close by. He said, hey, I'll come help you, give me a day. So we'll continue on here and show you it as we go. Alright guys, here's how we do it. When it comes to the top, I don't want to get this painted surface full of mud, so I'll just pull my fingers back a little bit, so like so. And we are going over a skip chop finish. When we go over a skip chop finish, it tends to have holidays, so we're going to float this through. We're going to float it, and then I'm going to come back and do a texture. But I don't want to do my texture until this wall sets up a little bit. Textures come out a lot prettier when you let the wall set up a little bit. Okay guys, we've spread the skim coat, and now what I'm doing is I'm floating everything, because we're going over a skip chop finish. It doesn't matter how good you are going to leave holidays, because the trowel will naturally skip when it hits the hump and leave a little holiday. So what I'm doing is I'm floating everything. And notice I'm staying about a half-inch away from the wood up here. If I take it all the way up there, then I'll get a line on that painted wood. It's just primer. They're going to repaint when we're done, but I don't want to get a bunch of stucco on that trim. And two, because I'm working off a ladder, you folks, unless you've got a lot of balance and used to it, set up staging. Okay guys, I'm kind of working backwards, but it's a texture, so it's okay. Generally we'll start from the top, but since Tim's still on that wall, I'm just staying busy. I'll show you something kind of typical, common. I used to have a belly band here, and when they put that aluminum siding on here, they ripped it off. And what my job was to try to waterproof it. So we came up with a lot of solutions. We could have put a styrofoam piece of belly band here, a piece of wood, but they didn't want the maintenance. So I put a J channel here. The J channel, we ran our paper on it, which weatherproofed that right there. It kind of looked like that belly band right there. But anyhow, they took off the belly band, and as you can see, we're coming in here, and the siding was, this was wood and this was siding, so the transition is right here. We have this set back about 7/8, and then our stucco, and the same applies here. When it gets done, it's going to look kind of cool. It's going to look real nice. In fact, when we're done, I'll show you this front, because they said, gee Kirk, we got one of the ugliest houses, we just bought it, can you make it pretty? I said, we'll do the best we can. So when I'm done with this, we'll take another look at it and see what it looks like right now, and you guys can be the judge how much better it looks. Alright guys, we're putting a slight skip trowel texture on this. That's what they agreed on. That's what we're doing. They actually like the float finish, but I said because of all the windows, they're better off with the texture because it hides everything. And when I'm floating this too, in case you folks say, I'm going to do like Kirk does, when I floated this, a little bit of water, because it's a very dark color. You use a lot of water, it's going to bleach the whole wall out. I'll tell you something else. When I was union, they used to say go long strokes.
Why don't you tell them about diluting the weldcrete, Dad?
That bothered you. Jay was mixing this weldcrete earlier. And I said, let me show you how to do it. And I had my phone in my pocket. It sank to the bottom. Ouch. Anyway, let me show them about the wall. Okay. We just continue on, a nice lace trowel finish. Alright guys, we're complete. I'm going to give you a quick tour of just a couple walls. This is the back, of course, and that window feathered in real well. And this again is a cementitious finish. That means it's maintenance free. 100 years this will stay on the house. It won't come off. Ideal for all the brand new windows they put in, and they had really, really bad patches, so we prettied it up. Then I'll just show you just this piece here. This is with the texture. The front of the garage, how's it going, Tim? That truck there saves me a lot of time, I'll tell you. Anyhow, they're going to paint all this stuff here. This is the color, it's Alameda. And when it all dries, it's going to look just like this. Every time it gets wet, it's going to darken, but that's like a brick. That's what makes it maintenance free. Anyhow, hope you folks enjoyed this video. My name is Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Thank you for watching, and as usual, we'll see you guys on the next one.